Conglomenian Chronicles by General Leonard T. Kratz. 1. Biscuits in the Borzhak Plateau. January 12th. Borzhak, in the Outer Qualms. The messenger came at noon with the first news of my company's assignment. My men were tired after spending the afternoon spreading cheesecake on the lawns for the cows. We must attend to a local farmer's requirements. And morale was running low, knowing at any moment the situation might turn dire. The message left for us revealed the worst. War had broken out in Conglomenian. Headquarters had left strict instruction that we were going into the fray on the front line, ahead of all the more necessary troops, and it was the commander's solemn request that we must deliver an armoured cachet of 5 beavers to a man on the Conglomenian border named Lieutenant Scott Biscuits. He was the only man who could provide us with easy infiltration access to the country to act as scouts for our forces. The messenger had brought the beaver cachet with him on a fat horse, but said that since his horse was fat, and therefore out of breath, we would have to find our own means to transport the package from then on. My men, being of grandiose stature and muscular physique, I ordered to haul the armoured mammal package at all costs. The beaver cache weighed 50 tons, and was composed of the aforementioned 5 beavers, covered in syrup, obviously, for safety, and attached to an array of rods in hexagonal configuration for rigid stability. It made a lot of noise, but being surrounded by plates made of the purest aluminium curly-fry, they were able to withstand a blast from an indirect mortar shell and all lesser munitions. As my recently conscripted men began hauling the colossal animal pylon, we began our trek. The journey, along a beaten muddy track in the sunshine, took us through the outer reaches of East Borzhak, past the shambles of Delphini, where the cactus beans wailed peacefully at our passing, and up the Great Tor, which provided us with a magnificent vantage point over the Outer Qualms of Borzhak. As you know, an impressive view such as this gives you strength of spirit, and as my brigade toiled on, their resolve emboldened them. Maltus McClure, one of the younger men in my company, broke out into a patriotic song as we reached the peak and began our downhill stretch. He sang in rapturous tone a desolate song of boomingly exquisite rageful quietness that spoke of our own patriotic feelings. O'er the hills our king demands, we bring the cursed to their knees, stomp their flowers, scoff their bees, O gentle, glorious, flaming glee! And when they frown and don't surrender, in their minds their hubris governing, we shall paint a foreign member on a poster of their sovereign. Oh-ee, I've got a bottle of tiddlywinks to put in your potholes and marshal you on. Oh-ee. And that's how it was for the next 10 nights. Our progression, marching through the fields of the Outer Qualms, drew out our fears and hopes simultaneously, for this, the brewing of a new war. A putrid, inevitable broiling pan of death, as rotten as a fish, or the nightmares of a child in the shape of triangles rotating into death spheres, war was something we all knew about, but never thought would return in our lifetimes. Over time, as we walked, my men grew weary of listening to their own throats as they swallowed, grew bored of hearing the sounds of birdsong in the morning, and wondered if death was waiting for them at the looming borders of Conglomenian, the new paddock constraining a brewing hatred. At 10 o'clock in Sticklebucket, Borzhak, we reached Lieutenant Scott Biscuits. Biscuits was waiting in a bunker made of flamingo oil and burned rubber, and I circle-strafed up to greet him. As he came out into the light, I was made aware of his long white beard and seedy eyes that looked remarkably like porcelain dolls. "Good morning to you, Squire," he said, shaking his elbow impatiently. I nodded and glanced at his bunker. "Good day for it," I said, gesturing. He caught my meaning. Flamingo oil is perfect for deflecting raindrops, and we both could not dismiss the dark rain clouds on the horizon. "Where is my hexagonal beaver array?" he asked, getting straight to business. "Gentlemen," I called, and Maltus McClure rounded up some men, and they rolled the mammal pod up the hill to us. Biscuits analysed the package. "Oh, I must give you my respect. Remarkable condition," he smiled. "Will the beavers go to good use?" asked I, although I already knew their application. "Indeed, energy generators are hard to come by in wartime," he answered cheerfully, the corner of his lip twisting gently into a spiral. "So you will guide us?" said I. "Come," he squealed placidly as he led my platoon into a narrow oblong hill encircled by crying elves. After a final mile of walking, we reached the high, sandbag-walled border to Conglomenia. This section contained no sniper towers, Lieutenant Biscuits claimed. But if we were to encounter any entanglements, it would probably come from bloodthirsty ferrets freed to run rampant on the outer side. At the base of the border wall, Biscuits had finished digging a tunnel in the soil. He left the spade in our incapable hands and bid us good luck on our journeys, before heading off towards his vomit-inducing encampment once more. We dug after the sun had set. It took us under an hour to complete the tunnel to the other side. We emerged into a landscape of mud and filth, scattered ponds and debris dotting a flattened landscape for miles around. Searchlights and towers on the wall were seen on the horizon, but not a beam sought us out. We were invisible to the enemy. We speared 3 ferrets and made a meal. Tomorrow our mission would truly begin.